Just John?
His brother's birthday.
Where's Angelo? He didn't come, and somebody was saying, I don't know if it was just somebody was saying they did speak to his mother, giving directions, and he said yesterday the email was, "We'll see who's the first one." That sounds great. We'll see you tomorrow. I feel bad he's not here. Okay, all right. End the season here and give you a trophy, so we can bring this to a conclusion. Before I do, first of all, I thank you, Dorian and Kevin, for hosting the party here.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the parents, I think, for all the support this year. And we keep hearing about how terrific the kids are, and they are, but the parents have been great. Getting the kids to and from practice on time, I'm picking them up on time, taking them to and from games, and your support of the games has been great. So I really very much appreciate all the parents as well. And I certainly appreciate the opportunity to coach with Kevin and John. It was really not only because they clearly know the game, and I think did a great job of giving the boys instruction, but clearly just really a treat to work with them. We all think alike, and we have a lot of laughs together, and it's been an absolute pleasure. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
I get a lot of compliments, for coaching. And I do think, again, they did a great job of giving instruction, but at the end of the day, you have to have the players. And you guys, 1 through 16, as I've told you several times in the last several games, you are the best team in the league. You guys are terrific. You had a great season, and you're terrific. So, congratulations. You were awesome. So without further ado, let's give out the trophy. So
One thing I just want to bring
yeah, I'm sorry,
Hey, parents,
John.
you may not know this because we actually don't, everybody picks up and leaves. These guys play a game that we have 2 plays. 2 plays. They run the entire game, and we run 2 plays maybe twice.
Yes, yes.
The rest of the time, they play basketball the way college basketball players play, the way pros play. We run sets, right, guys? We read what our defender does. We read what each other do. And we play the game of basketball where these guys are years ahead than we ever thought they could be.
Wow.
Because most kids need to be told, you go here, you go here. But if you watch the way they play, we run sets, high post sets, low post sets, and things where every one of these guys knows exactly what they're supposed to do, and they do it. So I got to tell you, parents, you should be extremely proud of these guys, because not only are they learning basketball, they're doing things that high school teams don't do well. Because the coach knows I have to tell my kids exactly what to do. They're basketball players, not kids who play basketball. So good job.
One other thing, in addition to being great basketball players, these guys are true gentlemen and do a great job. And that's a tribute to all of you. So we want to all say thank you.
As are the coaches.
You're doing something very special.
Why don't we give the trophies out? Trophies in the back there, I guess.
No, wait.
All right, let's go with Michael. Look too comfortable. Michael Donnelly. Come on. Michael. I will tell you, I still feel like the time that we really got started as a team was in 3rd grade. I'm sure you all remember this. Was when we played, I believe it was St. Pat's, and we were losing by a point. And I remember in a timeout, Michaels came walking over sort of slowly, and I said, Michael, come on, you got to get into it. And he said to me, the words were, and I remember this, Michael, I remember this, your words were, I'm not getting the ball anyway. And I said, well, you have to go get the ball. You got to go get the ball. So he did. I did. I got to get the ball. And you'll all remember, Michael boxed his man out. My son threw an air ball. I remember it well. Ball, put it in the buzzer, and won the game. Reaction of the kids that day was tremendous. People couldn't have been happy. You've done a great job. You've gotten better every year.
Oh my God!
Okay, Pat. anybody beats Patrick, maybe every once in a while, but nobody beats Patrick in practice. He's at every practice. I think there was one practice he didn't come, we said, where's Patrick? He's at every single practice. He works hard, and he's made great strides from 3rd grade through 5th grade, and you're a very important part of the team. We're delighted to have you. Look forward to seeing you. Anthony, come on up. You're next. Again, when we talk about, and really believe everybody has made great strides in this team, we have said several times, not that he's necessarily the one who made the greatest strides, but certainly one of them. Anthony was good at the beginning, but he's made tremendous strides from 3rd grade to 4th grade and from 4th grade to 5th grade. And he's really played terrific. I hope you don't tell your parents I yelled at you today, because I didn't yell at you. Anthony and Angelo in the back. I said, guys, we taught you this yesterday, we talked about it, you have to play defense. That's what I said, I didn't yell, right? We have to play. But Anthony's had a terrific season. He's really played. That's right. Nick clearly, as I'm sure you all can tell, is one of our better players. We've got 16 good ones. All right. Certainly one of our better players. The other day, you can see that eye he's got. He and Johnny, I think it was the last 10 seconds of practice, collided. As Kelly said, nobody has a harder head than Johnny. And poor Nick hit his back of his head. I don't think Johnny flinched. And Nick stayed in the game, and I looked, I said, Nick, you got to come out. And you could see the eye going like this. And when Andrew picked him up, I thought, oh man, I got to explain this. I went out first and explained what happened. But Nick is a terrific player. I'll hold the Lou comments to later, but clearly one of the more aggressive players in the team. You have to be aggressive to play this game. Again, a guy who's made great strides. He can score, he can play great defense, and he's becoming a really good passer. So he's a terrific player, and we are delighted to have him. One of the biggest plays of the game today was your layup. And I forget who threw you the pass, but it was a close game. It was a 2 or 4 point game. Luke threw the pass. It was a great pass ahead, and you actually went from the left-hand side, went over to the right to your strong side, and put a little hook in the basket when the guy was on you. It was a great play, and it gave us a little distance between us and them today. It was very important. Another player who's played great, Edward, you probably remember, played underneath the last 2 years. And he's moved out to the point this year. And he's played it exceptionally well. He's getting to be... Last year, you wanted to shoot every time. I know you did. Love to shoot, all right? He's a good shooter. 3 pointers all the time, right? 3 pointers. This year, he clearly, we sometimes have to say, Edward, pass, look. But he got to the point where he threw great passes. And I try and say that to you after games because there are certain games you throw terrific passes, and a number of them. You get to be a really good player. And you'll always be a good shooter because you can shoot. But you get to be a really good point guard. You played great defense today. Thank you. Save you for last.
Save it.
All right, I'll bring up my son. Come on up, Johnny. I don't want to blow it on him too much because he's my kid. He's my favorite. Stay here. He's my favorite. But I clearly had a terrific season. I think you're a terrific player. You get better every year too, and we could not have done it without you. You played great, Johnny. Love having you on, man. I've said this to Eric's mom and dad several times. He is another guy who's made great strides and has gotten really tough. As I think you all know, we'll talk about Stephen in a minute or so. Unless there's a miracle somewhere we're all praying for. Stephen may not be on this team next year. We are counting on certain guys to get a little bit bigger and to fill that gap. And certainly Eric is one of them. He's tall, going to get taller, but you played terrific this year. I was telling your mom just at the party, 3rd grade, you were terrific. 4th grade, you sort of weren't as aggressive. And she said, I think I had to do your eyesight. Eric got glasses. He couldn't see the ball anymore. The reality is, he has been great this year. He's been tenacious under the boards. He's been great going to the basket and scoring. And there were some games that would not have won. He did not play like you played. So keep getting better. You be quiet. Keep getting better. player, keep working, right? And we'll let you finish. All right, who's next? No, we're gonna go in order.
Go.
Let me see the face first.
Jack.
Jack. I am actually really getting good at telling the difference between both sets of twins. I'm getting very good. Although today, you would say to me, Jack, I know it's Jack. I knew it was you. You know, it's Jack. I don't speak it. I know it's you. Terrific player. I mean, we talk about our speed. We've got great speed in this team. Certainly nobody's faster than Jack. And actually,
I'm faster than him.
I did not say you were not as fast. You remember the beginning of the game against St. Pat's.
I'm good at hitchhiking.
Jack is so fast. Jack is so fast he actually took a layup behind the back. Right? He got behind the back, hit the back of the side, got a bit too fast. But when we put that 1-2-2, the wings are really what make it, and he's terrific on the wings. He's a great defensive player. Today, you made a play with front at your feet. Guys, hey, you made a play at your feet where you didn't kick it, you caught it down low and threw it ahead to Johnny. It was a play a lot of kids can't make. It was a great athletic player, a great athlete. You're getting better every game as well. You're a terrific player, and Johnny even said to me he wishes you were on the travel team. He said to me earlier today. You and your brother.
No, basketball.
So, the day he was born, my son has 5 older sisters, and he's got 3 great older sisters. And I can remember seeing them in car seats together. Him and Johnny, they've been together since that time. So you're all my favorites. One of my favorite people in the world is Johnny G. Everybody knows that. I gave him the nickname. G, I'm the guy who gave him the nickname G when everybody calls him that, right? John's a terrific player. I told you this before. He is a great shooter. I don't want to say he's the best in the team because we have great shooters. Squaring up to the basket, he clearly is one of our top shooters. When you shoot, I'm expecting you to go in. You're a great shooter. You're a great passer. You're the first guy we had, I think, start throwing bounce passes. You play the game with your head. You're a really good player, John. And I couldn't be happy to have you on the team. You're terrific. Looking forward to it. All right. Clearly, one of our other fastest guys, and might be a sliver faster than Jack. I'm talking about, he's fast, I'm talking about fast on the basketball court. We got a lot of fast kids. You're not only fast, you're quick. But I told this to a number of people. Hey, my child, stop. I told this to a number of people. The St. Pat's game was probably the only time all year I was nervous. I mean, I was nervous before today's game, but in a game, I was nervous in that game. And we were down 8 points in the third quarter, and they were playing really well. They had their strong team in. They had, if you remember them, they had number 5, number 11, number 15, and all in the game at the same time. We were down 8, and I was afraid it might be down 15 by the time we get to that fourth quarter. All the kids in the court played great. Nobody played better than you played in that game. And I think that was your best 4 minutes of the year. You were terrific. You had 3 or 4 steals. You had 2 or 3 layups, which you laid right in the basket. And you're the guy in that game, I believe, who brought us back, with the other guy's support, to 2 points down. You had a terrific, terrific game. You played that through the fourth quarter as well. Again, terrific athlete. Couldn't be happy to have you on the team. You're a great player. And, you guys think Luke's aggressive? I do feel a little badly because Luke was going to start the fourth quarter of St. Pat's game, and then I realized he had the 4 fouls. And I said to him, Luke, come on, I've got to come out. I don't know if we got to make it in the game because we sort of got on a roll, and we just kind of let it go. Certainly not afraid to have Luke in the game in the fourth quarter. He's a terrific player. But he's aggressive, and he fouled out the game before. You know, when he fouled out the game before, I remember his expression, he was ticked off. Most kids start to cry, they feel bit at a young age. I fouled out, I got 5 fouls. He came out, he was red hot. So he is just absolutely aggressive, unaggressive. And he combines that with good ability, athletic ability. He's a great player. I told him today, and I didn't yell at you. I want to say, I didn't yell at you, right? Because I said to him, I said, Luke, you've got to look up, because he has become one of the best passers on the team. He throws great passes. And remember the St. Pat's game? He had 4 or 5 terrific passes. And St. Vincent de Paul the day before, 4 or 5 terrific passes. And I said to him today, scoring's going to come. You followed Steven in, grab the rebound, put it in the basket. You'll get plenty of points because you're a good player. You're a terrific passer. And Coach has said this both a number of times. I take a pass over a shot any day. Because you got to have guys who can pass. You got to have guys who can play the team game. And you play it terrific. So you're a great player. We'd love to have you.
One comment.
I'm running out of words.
The game ends, the book is closed, we never look at it again. We have no idea who has points, we have no idea what the scores were, it doesn't matter. But what's the thing that matters? What he said. We care about who made the passes. Because we have an expectation that if you're left alone right next to the basket, you should make the shot. But the guy that gets him the ball, that's a selfless player, that's the star of the game. But most people in the stands don't notice it, but we have to let you know, that's what we praise these kids for.
Absolutely.
We tell them, give it up for the team, because we have no superstars, and nobody's a superstar. And it's a great, great thing for these guys.
Before I talk about Peter, not here, so just here, a couple of quick seconds on Andrew and John, because I feel like I should say something. Andrew's first year. Andrew, as you all know, moved from Illinois, and probably a little more tentative getting into it than some of the other kids, and you guys are terrific kids. You draw them in, and you're all nice children, and you do really well together. And I think he's gotten into it more as time's gone on this year. I hope he comes back next year. And I know when I asked him, if he liked it here, he said, I'm going back to Illinois for New Year's. It's the most excited I ever saw him. So I think it's great. He's got a great group of kids in the class, and it's nice that you draw him in and continue to do that, because you all know his brother's, I think, 6 feet, 6'2", and he's a terrific player. We see the ability. When Coach gave you the impassioned speech here yesterday, he said to Andrew, it was really cute, he said, do you know how good you could be? And he said, not really. And we all laughed, but he has athletic ability. You see it in practice. He's a little nervous in the games. He'll get over that. He's a nice boy, and I'm really thrilled that he's on our team. John Savino, it's amazing the strides he's made. Now, he's a good athlete. Clearly, he didn't play basketball before, and you watched him today. I told his dad, both sides of the court, you could see him. It reminds me of like you go to a thoroughbred race, and you got the horses like trying to bang through the gate. You could see him playing his position, dying, because he wants to steal. He's dying. And as the ball's coming, he starts to run. He picked off 2 passes, and it was beautiful, and he just took off down court. John's going to be a good player, and he's a nice kid, so we couldn't be happier that he's on the team. Okay, Peter. Again, clearly one of the children on the team who has made great strides from 3rd grade to 4th grade to 5th grade. Peter's aggressive. Right? Sometimes even he'll set a pick and whack some guys. It's okay. It's okay. You'll get the aggression under control. Continue to be aggressive. It's important. The St. Vincent de Paul game, right? You got more aggressive. You took 2 great shots. You had one layup and you had one outside shot. It was all net. You got more aggressive, taking shots and looking for your shots, and you need to continue to do that. I know your mom sent me an email saying we're practicing outside. I know you're looking forward to this game. You're getting better all the time. And so we're delighted you're on the team, and it's going to be an important part of your game. Yeah. Waiting for the message about Angelo in practice, because we would get notes about music, rec basketball. He comes all the time, but I think it's great, by the way. I hope that you're a big musician someday, so I can join us. It's great. I know you're supposed to be a great musician. But it's terrific. Is that my voice? Yeah. It is. It's terrific that you do all those things, and it's terrific how far you've come as well. And again, good in 3rd grade, good in 4th grade, much better even in 5th grade. Angelo did not play the point, right, until this year. No hesitation, put Angelo at the point. He's become a terrific ball handler. I think St. Vincent de Paul, you go back to that game, my children, they said after driving home, my older children, he dominated the game. I mean, you're fast, you dribble with your head up, you start to pass because you go to the hoop so well and score. When you start to pass, you do terrific passes as well. You think you could be a great playmaker, and you've shown flashes of that this year. You had a terrific year, and we're thrilled to have you on the team. We look forward to it.
play in the Chester League this summer.
Oh,
Guys,
absolutely.
I'm telling you.
I'm kidding.
They should all do it. And by the way, I did send an email to that guy, Jim Haggerty, that everybody went to the camp on. He couldn't make it, but I was hoping he could come and see the product of what he worked on. But the summer league is important for you to do.
Absolutely.
It's a fun league, but you really should have a basketball in your hands just to keep up what you want to do, because you all have tremendous potential. It's
Absolutely.
unbelievable.
Absolutely. Okay, Steven Sachs. Don't want to see any tears here.
I know. From you.
I've certainly told this story before, and Steven, again, at the top of the list with some others in terms of the strides that Steven has made. Steven, last year, I remember when he came out, Karen came up to us and said, "John, he just wants to practice. He doesn't want to play. He just wants to practice." And I said, "Well, let's see how it goes. Let's see if he wants to play." And first game, he was on the bench. We went over to him. I'm not sure which coach went over and said, "Steven, you're going to go?" And he said, "No." He said just like absolutely like that. He did not go in the game. He did not want to, so we didn't force the issue. And that wasn't much different than a year ago. It was about a year ago. The strides are incredible. Another story I got to tell before I told you about what he's meant to the team is, and I was telling this to Karen, she hadn't heard it. Steven is also on the travel team we have in Mendon. And I won't spend a lot of time because this is about this team, but he plays down low, and he is as important to that team as he is to his team down low. He's terrific. And he doesn't get nervous. So when Karen said he was nervous before the game, I'm floored. Because I've told my family, this guy doesn't get nervous. It's unbelievable. And we were playing Morristown in a travel game. We were losing by 5 points. With a minute to go, we ended up winning. Steven was playing, and they had games all day going for the Morristown team. The gym was the size of Mendham High School, and it was full. You had people screaming and yelling. Some of those Morristown people not so nice. They weren't yelling nice things. And so Steven's in the game, and it's a minute left. We call a timeout. And as he's walking back out, he says to me, "Coach, number 12 on guard, he's my cousin." And I said, "That's great. Go ahead, Steve." No. And he ended up hitting the next shot to put us ahead by a point, or the winning shot to put us ahead by a point. So he doesn't get nervous. He's terrific. And I think certainly you all know how important he's been to our team. The growth has been amazing. He's a terrific rebounder. He's got great hands. He does a great job underneath. When he shoots that ball off the box, now, I know it's going in. I know it's going in. It's going to go right off the backboard and lay it in. And today, he made the play where he came up top, caught the ball, and just turned, like I've been telling you, and what we've been telling you, and went to the basket. The kid was 5 feet behind you, watched you go lay it in the basket. Okay? I mean, you're a terrific player. We all know, unfortunately, this is a miracle, and we're crossing our fingers. Steven looks like he can move. Karen and Mike have certainly been incredibly supportive of this team, and we really appreciate that. You've been great neighbors. We will miss Steven tremendously, and the only thing we'd ask you is if anything changes, we'll let you sign something. So should you move back in this area in the next couple of years, it has to be in this parish. We will miss you all. You guys have been tremendous, and Steven.
Where's Michael? Johnny! Michael! Johnny!
Come on in, guys.
I'm not back here, guys. Guys, what are we doing?
I had 3 balloons, but I lost 2 on the way in, so I'm so sorry. It looked really cute coming in, but you don't have a winning team without winning coaches. It's has made each and every player feel special and brought out the potential in every single one of these boys. So just a little something from everyone, from all the parents.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, coaches.
For our boys. The champions.
Yes,